Egil's Saga, Chapter 14. Thorolf again in Finnmark. That winter Thorolf went again to Finnmark, taking with him about 100 men. As before, he held a fair with the Finns, and travelled far and wide over Finnmark. But when he reached the far east, and his coming was heard of, then came to him some Kvens, saying that they were sent by Faravid, king of Kvenland, because the Kyrials were harrying his land, and his message was that Thorolf should go thither and bear him help, and further that Thorolf should have a share of the booty equal to the king's share, and each of his men as much as 2 Kvens. With the Kvens, the law was that the king should have 1/3 as compared with his men when the booty was shared, and beyond that, as reserved for him, all bearskins and sables. Thorolf put this proposal before his men, giving them the choice to go or not, and the more part chose to venture it as the prize was so great. Thus it was decided that they should go eastwards with the messengers. Finnmark is a wide tract. It is bounded westwards by the sea, wherefrom large firths run in, by sea also northwards and round to the east, but southwards lies Norway. And Finnmark stretches along nearly all the inland region to the south, as also does Hålogaland outside. But eastwards from Naumdale is Jamtaland, then Helsingjaland and Kvenland, then Finland, then Kyrjalaland. Along all these lands to the north lies Finnmark, and there are wide inhabited fell districts, some in dales, some by lakes. The lakes of Finnmark are wonderfully large, and by the lakes there are extensive forests, but high fells lie behind from end to end of the mark, and this ridge is called Keels. But when Thorolf came to Kvenland and met King Faravid, they made them ready for their march, being 300 of the king's men, and a 400 Norsemen. And they went by the upper way over Finnmark, and came where the Kyrials were on the fell, the same who had before harried the Kvens. These, when they were aware of the enemy, gathered themselves and advanced to meet them, expecting victory as heretofore. But on the battle being joined, the Norsemen charged furiously forwards, bearing shields stronger than those of the Kvens. The slaughter turned to be in the Kyrials' ranks. Many fell, some fled. King Faravid and Thorolf took their immense wealth of spoil, and returned to Kvenland, whence afterwards Thorolf and his men came to Finnmark, he and Faravid parting in friendship. Thorolf came down from the fell to Vafsnir, then went first to his farm at Sandnes, stayed there a while, and in spring went with his men north to Torgar. But when he came there, it was told him how Hilderída's sons had been that winter at Throndheim with King Harald, and that they would not spare to slander Thorolf with the king, and it was much questioned what grounds they had had for their slander. Thorolf answered thus: "The king will not believe this, though such lies be laid before him. For there are no grounds for my turning traitor to him, when he has done me much good and no evil. And so far from wishing to do him harm, though I had the choice, I would much rather be a baron of his than be called king, when some other fellow countryman might rise and make me his thrall. Thank you for watching. Please like and share this video, hit the subscribe button and notification bell, and feel free to ask me any question in the comments section below. Due to the sacred nature of these videos, I would prefer to keep them ad-free. Please help me to do that by clicking the Patreon link in the description box below and make a donation to this channel. Every dollar counts. Thank you for your support.